Hi everyone, welcome to thunderbaytrees.ca. My name is Jay, and today my buddy Armour invited me to come over and take a look at his tree. He's got some tree issues, so I'll pass it on to Armour. So tell me a little bit about this tree.
We're not really sure I don't know what this tree is, but is it a tree? Is it a big shrub? We're not quite sure. But it's got a lot of branches. They're all over the place, and it was how shall I say, unprofessionally pruned.
Okay, so a few episodes ago, I talked about pruning, and I showed the real basic sort of lateral, take a branch off sort of pruning. And today we're going to look at a couple things. We're going to look at the 3-cut method when you're dealing with bigger caliper branches where you need to do 3 cuts with a saw, as well as something where you kind of reduce the crown, and the technical term is called drop crotch pruning, which is, yeah.
Okay.
Drop crotch pruning. It's also called heading, which is also kind of a bizarre name, but where we don't take the lateral branch off, we're taking off the main leading sort of branch. So we're going to spend a few minutes in this tree, and as we go along, we're going to talk a little bit about what's happening, and hopefully you'll learn a few more pruning techniques along the way. So let's get started.
Awesome.
Okay, so I'm going to first draw out the 3 cut method. So first of all, your first cut is going to be on the underside of the branch, and it's going to be up maybe about 6 inches to a foot or so from the where the final cut will be. And the reason why you do this is because what you do with the second cut is you're snipping from the top going down like that, and then as you're getting closer to the end, the weight of this branch will start to pull down, and often what will happen is the bark will start to peel, but it'll stop peeling where that little undercut is. So it prevents the bark from stripping all the way down along the bottom. Not good, it doesn't keep your trees very happy when you do that sort of thing. So then you have a stub just kind of like that, and then cut number 3 is just outside the the bark collar right there, and you want to cut right there just on the outside. And when you do that, as mentioned in the previous episode, that encourages the callus growth and quick healing and prevention, reducing the chance of any kind of diseases getting in there and compromising the overall health of the tree. Alrighty, so let's see what that 3-cut Let's see how that 3-cut pruning works. So the first cut's going to be on the underside, and again, you only want to go no more than a third, just a little bit, something like that. And the next cut is going to be further away, because when you cut, the bark might peel on the underside. So it's kind of, the nice thing about these pruning saws is they cut on the pull stroke. So when you don't want to, so you just kind of gently push in, and then when you pull, you kind of put a little bit of pressure down. And there you go. And now the third one, because there isn't a lot of weight here, we shouldn't risk any peeling on the underside. You just kind of go again along with where the you kind of see where the collar would be. That's all there's to it. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about drop crotch pruning. Does not sound like a UFC fighting move. Anyhow, so what you want to do is, rather than take off the lateral branch as we've done in previous episodes, and as well as the 3-cut method, is we want to remove the dominant. We want to remove this one and make the lateral the new dominant branch. So what we want to do is, with the other one, you just snip off at the branch collar, and it'll all be good. What you want to do is take this off. So what you're doing is, there's the branch collar, and just a little bit above it, there's this little bit of included bark. Kind of, you can see this little ridge in it. So now what you want to do is cut at about where that little bit of included bark is, at approximately a 45-degree angle, or at about the same angle as that little bit of included bark. Kind of depends. It's kind of just a bit of an art. And you snip that, and then off goes the branch. So this is the kind of dominant leading branch, and here's the lateral. And what we've showed in previous episodes is how to lop off that right at the collar. But what if you want to get rid of this one and kind of reduce the crown? What you do is, I mentioned there's that kind of ridge right in there. You want to make sure you leave that, and you snip at about a 45-degree angle. Now this branch is probably shouldn't be using hand pruners, probably using loppers, but that did okay. One thing I did want to point out is when you're doing the drop crotch pruning, or you're also kind of heading back, is you don't want to cut off more than about a third. So what we're trying to say here is you want to, the main stem that you're taking out, you want to make sure the lateral is at minimum one third
the diameter.
the diameter of the main one, right? So,
Otherwise, it's too small to grow into a new leader.
exactly, and they both usually end up dying,
Okay.
or both can die.
Got it.
Another thing we wanted to mention, I was visiting Armour about a week ago, and he showed me this tree, and he asked me what it was, and I said I wasn't sure, so I looked it up, and I'm still not sure. So
It's sort of the classic, I'm not sure if it's a large shrub or a small tree, and is it a native species or is it some, planted species that's, garden
Yeah.
species that's gone wild?
yeah, no,
It's certainly gone wild, as you will see.
yeah, it's some sort of horticultural variety. The bark is lightly, kind of gently furrowed. Branching is opposite. The leaves are pinnately compound, and they're actually kind of neat leaves. And so what we're going to do is, the first person to send me an email or send me a note through thunderbaytrees.ca website with the right answer, we'll get a $5 Tim Hortons card. So just send me it, give me your mailing address, and I'll drop it in the mail for you. So help us solve the mystery and tell us what this tree is. We'd appreciate it.
I'm ready.
What's with the getup?
Well, you mentioned drop crotch, and I thought safety should be very important.
Novices.